Hello everybody, welcome back to Kuso6rande, the bad video game tournament. Many thank you to those who are able to support through subs and through some of the tips and bits. It is a huge helps. Also helps me to stay fed, but it also covers prizes when we get to that stage with Kuso6rande. It's very much appreciated. So let's go ahead and head on over to the reveal for the third game today. What could we possibly have? Well, we got to find out who we have first. Please welcome on in the GM for game number 3, Donkey Kong. Kyron, thank you so much for the sub as well. Yeah, Donkey Kong, hello.
Hello.
Always a joy to have you. How are you doing?
Been to the dentist this week, and it's one of those weeks, but I won't.
Oh no.
That.
Yeah, we all have those weeks from time to time. And honestly, if things come up that are relevant to talk about, that's completely fine, but it's also fine to just be here for the crap. Which we've got the crap here. In fact, I have no idea what I'm seeing with the game. Let me go ahead and show it to everybody here. What the crap is this game cover we've got?
Oh, there is one certain player in this match who has played pretty much everything, so I went with the good old Kuso6rande and trusted European food advert game route. This is Stoppt and Calippo fresser, an advert game for a popsicle.
For a popsicle! Oh, you're speaking my language. It's not the language of love, it's the language of crap. Oh, popsicle video games, everybody. How do you like that, huh? What we've got. Anyways, the players will have 1 hour to make as much progress as they can in this popsicle-related video game. Whoever makes the most progress takes first place. And whoever doesn't make the most progress doesn't take first place. You know how it works, everybody. Honestly, I'm not really too worried about the players in this match because it seems like, how many points do they have?
This is a 27-point match, so even the last place player will go into tiebreakers at least.
Yeah, if we have tiebreakers, the last place person will go to tiebreakers. There's a possibility they could be eliminated, but the other three, first, second, and third, are guaranteed to be in the bracket. Pretty awesome. And for a popsicle video game, it's about as good as you can ask for. Oh, what's this called? Stoppt den Calippo presser.
Yeah, Stoppt in Calippo fresser. The player should be on the title screen.
Yeah. But, well, it plays a little bit through the characters. I'm gonna call it the lasagna game, because that's what it looks like. It says lasagna. The brand lasagna. Yeah, it's good. Oh, and Moonberry too is playing in this game, and in Discord, Moonberry has an icon that's Garfield, so it's related. Lasagna. Also, Moonberry has an important question. Is it cheating to call the hotline for help/questions?
I don't think that number is good anymore.
I'm just telling, for the sake of being consistent, yes. But go for it if you want. If Moonberry happens to get anybody on the other side of the phone who can help with this game, then we'll go ahead and kick him out of the tournament. Okay, competitors, Polterghost, Meta Knight, I need a response from you. I want to know if you're ready to play this game. The game that is about popsicles. Do you like cherry popsicles? Do you like grape? What other flavors exist? Garlic. Okay, I guess we're waiting for Polterghost to return from the bathroom. Is Polterghost haunting the toilet? Just like in Ghost Stories, Donkey Klonk. Have you seen Ghost Stories? It's an anime.
No.
Okay, well, there's an episode where a ghost haunts a toilet. Yeah, that's the episode. The ghost asks people which color toilet paper they want, the red or the blue. And whatever they choose, they get punished. Yeah. Anyway, that's the whole episode, and so the children get to cry a bunch and try not to die from the toilet ghost. So I'm just going to assume that is Polterghost, who is that toilet ghost. We're gonna go ahead and get started soon. Everybody get all of your ice, popsicle, possibly werewolf related emotes prepared and spam those. What else should people spam?
Anything sweet, sugar, candy.
Yeah, sweets. Shovel Knight, he's a sweetie. I guess. Yeah, ice cream. Yeah, you can use regular emoji whenever needed. Oh no. No man, he's kinda cold. He's kinda cute.
So, the controls in this section is that up and down do absolutely nothing, and you can see that the helicopter is flapping. That is because you need to mash the fire button to go up. And trust me, that is not halfway close to being the worst thing that this game does in terms of controls.
They're going to be mashing the entire game?
No, there is a different set of garbage controls after 3 levels.
Well, I mean, assuming we see that far. Wow, this is like... Okay, you know, everybody, when we have endurance rounds? This is like that, except somehow it's endurance for only an hour. Oh, this is scary.
The birds will kill you in 1 hit. Running into terrain will drain your health per frame. And clouds count as terrain. I see 2 players onto 1-2. Andy and Polterghost with more lives.
Okay. I like the music. This music is pretty good. The person who made the music for this, by the way, also did some for Marvin's Marvelous Adventures, published on the CD32. Yeah. So that's pretty cool, as well as a game called Sony Game that was published by Sony. Well, that's rather specific. Thank you so much, Nils. But yeah, I'm sort of rocking out to this music. Seriously, the music is a jam.
Yeah, it really is. Just too bad it restarts after every death.
Okay.
Which is why I chose it for an Andy game, so we will hear more of the music.
Let's see. So the company that made this actually published what it looks like some video game magazines. This was Computech, if I'm not mistaken. Computech Verlag is what it's called. Do you know what Verlag means?
Publisher.
Oh, Computech Publisher. Well, good name. They published other magazines like Sega Magazine, PC Action Playtime, Amiga Games, and Mega Fun.
Wow, Volta goes on to 1-3. That is quite some progress.
Very nice, very nice. It looks like Meta Knight got a new high score. All the levels sort of have this Kool-Aid background for me. As far as I can tell so far, like, all the levels look very samey. So wait. You have lives. How does your energy work in this?
When you go into a terrain or cloud and you take damage per frame, and there are pickups which will restore some of your energy.
Okay, but the birds, they insta-kill you.
That will insta-kill you, yes. So things with the glowing down arrows will restore some of your energy. And this might look like an auto-scroller, but the further to the right of the screen you are, the faster you will scroll. So you have more control over how fast you're going than other auto-scrollers.
Yeah, if you're going to have an auto-scroller, I prefer it to be like that. Let's see, Noah's Ark on the NES. It didn't come out in the US, but that is another game with sort of that same control where you can make it go faster going to the right. I generally don't recommend making auto-scrollers because they can be boring. Having them show up here or there in games is fine, but having a whole game be an auto-scroller, dumb. Don't like it. I'm very opinionated, though. But with that said, for an advertisement game on the Commodore 64, this was likely bundled with buying popsicles, right?
I think there was a phone number you had to reach, and there were 25,000 copies that were given away to people who called that phone number.
Okay. So what's the brand of this popsicle?
It's the one that you thought was lasagna. The popsicle is called Calippo, and the company that makes it, it's Langnese.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. It looks like this is actually popular in the UK, Ireland, Australia, and New Zealand. So have you had it? Have you had this popsicle?
Yes, it's popular throughout Europe. The gimmick of the popsicle is that it's wrapped in a wax paper cone, so there is no dripping, because everything that drips will drip down into the cone.
Okay, that makes sense. Then again, that's what ice cream cones are for, right?
The ice cream cones don't really work with popsicles, though.
Oh, yeah, okay, you're not going to put a popsicle in an ice cream cone. Yeah, the push pops almost behave like that, but then they would seep through it very, very easily. So they weren't exactly the best. This looks like you probably just squeeze at the bottom of the tube or the cone and push it up a little bit as you go. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Now Meta Knight is also on to 1-3, so we have 3 players on 1-3.
Yeah, Crazy Sunshine is actually right. Push Pops are the best. They were definitely the best flavor because they actually had chunks of fruit in them as a popsicle. Seriously. So if I could take the Calypso packaging and the Push Pops popsicle, that sounds ideal. Although, I guess the Push Pops were a little creamier than most popsicles out there. Are these creamy at all?
No, I think they're just ice because they're popsicles.
We have creamy popsicles. Push Pops were just sherbet? I just like sherbet. Sherbet? Okay, well, I guess we just had fake ice cream in our Push Pops. Well, that makes me a little angrier now that I know that. Although I really like sherbet. So maybe I shouldn't be complaining. It was great. Sorbet. Whatever, your face is a sorbet.
And you're onto 1-3 with the 6 lives, which is good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's some good progress going on here, although I imagine players, in order to stave off some of the exhaustion that can come with mashing a button, strategies that could help with that is having a few different buttons mash, or like keyboard buttons that correspond with jump or the Commodore 64 button.
Andy is on to World 2, and
Nice.
this is where the game gets really fun.
Uh-oh. Oh my gosh, it's like Jungle Hunt. Oh, well.
So the controls in the water stage is that moving the joystick seems to do nothing. To dive, you hold the fire button, but to gain speed, you have to rotate the joystick in a circle.
No, you rotate the joystick. That was the evilest laugh I have heard on Kuso6rande in ages.
This is a very evil control scheme.
Oh no. Control scream is what I'm gonna call this. Yeah, not a scheme. It's a scream. Andy typing in Discord, I am very, very, very confused. Yeah, that's not too much of a surprise. As soon as Andy figures it out, he is going to regret ever playing in Kuso6rande because, okay, rotating the stick wasn't okay for the N64.
And goes down to the same stage as well.
I'm just thinking how many blisters I've gotten on my hand from playing games like Triathlon or Decathlon or whatever the crap it is. Okay, Polterghost. Swimming. Oh, Polterghost. Oh, look at the speed there. Yeah. Bonk. I just love the death animation. It's so good. Bonk. Turns out, don't swim into the buoys, okay? That might look like the safe spot for you, but buoys are deadly. Actually, they... What? Buoys! Buoy! Buoy! A buoy! 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 Justin's over here making some noises. I think Polterghost is typing in Discord right now and is probably not okay with this. You are being chased, yeah. By a buoy. Buoy! Why? What are you doing with the socks? Justin's... No! Ow! Ooh, ah, ah. He's hitting me with the socks! Ow! Stop it! What? Help me. Help. Can anybody help? Ow! Violence! Buoy! Buoy! This is how we do stuff in our house, Donkey Klonk. We just say weird things at each other, and apparently buoy is the one that we're doing now. And then,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I'm checking out clips because Cage isn't really available now. I am trying to track progress.
Well, thank you. Yeah, that's completely fine if you need to do that while Justin
Which
and I just sort
means
of...
you will have to ramble more than usual.
I can usually do a good job with that, even if it's like Justin showing up and beating me up with socks. Macaroni with the chicken strips. Okay, yeah, I got it, Justin. Okay, we're good. Okay, I think he's done memeing over here. Well, we are 13 minutes into this absolute masterpiece and a half. Probably the best popsicle-themed video game. How is it popsicle-themed? You tell me.
Because your health pickups are popsicles.
Are they?
I also saw Moonberry on
I thought they were scrolls.
stage 2.
But yeah, I guess they're sort of popsicles. Maybe. They're very pale popsicles. I think I'd go for a popsicle that looks a little healthier. Yeah, so at this point, Moonberry and Andy have... No, not Moonberry. Andy and Polterghost have made it to the second world. Polterghost has learned how to actually control in there. Andy has not. So I think Polterghost is a little bit ahead due to that. Okay, Andy. Oh no, you'll have to swim.
I think Meta Knight has also reached World 2, the swimming stage. Yeah, I saw it in a clip.
Andy's learning a little bit how to swim. Oh my gosh, he's not going to be happy as soon as he is done with this set of attempts. He's probably going to type in Discord and say, I hate you. Oh no, you can't swim underwater forever. You are a human. Okay, humans have a set lung size, despite what, like, the James Bond movies would have you think.
Yeah, these swimming stages might be some of the worst water levels in gaming.
Yeah, especially since it's the button that controls up and down, and it's rotating the stick that determines speed. This is a nightmare.
It really is.
Oh my gosh, I don't like this. Donkey Clonk, why did you do... Oh, because of all the people in this match. By the way, the people who are in this match have a significant number of points, 27 points each, which means that 3 out of 4 will definitely be in the bracket.
Stage 1. Yeah, it's Swimming Part 2.
Swimming Part 2, very nice. Yeah, 3 out of 4 of the players here are definitely going to be moving on to the bracket. The 4th place may be playing a tiebreaker to determine if they will make it or not. So, yeah, we'll have to see. With that said, Andy has taken the lead again. Chat confirms that Andy deserves this game. I don't know. I think that for a Commodore 64 game, this honestly isn't too bad. Especially if it's a game that you get for free.
Yeah, this is a great looking game. It's a great sounding game, but it has some extremely bad ideas about controls.
Yeah, at least they experimented, I have to say. Chat is asking how many vetoes you had, and my guess is that there were no vetoes because this is the first game you gave.
Yes, same with Uno Turhapora, where I just pulled out the game I knew wasn't going to be vetoed.
I see how it is. I
think Andy is on to 2-3.
Yep. Hey, Meta Knight has learned how to swim.
2-2.
Very nice. Yeah, I think Moonberry is the only one of these 4 who hasn't made it to the swimming. But we've got plenty of time. Yeah. Now, honestly, I feel like one thing that could be a little bit difficult for the players is that just based off of the controls, the need to mash jump in order to go up and down with the helicopter, the need to rotate the stick, they might want to take breaks every now and then, like for a minute or so, in order to let their hands rest and get back into this. Because if you start getting exhausted and just can't play it the way that you are supposed to, it's going to be a setback for you.
Yeah, especially as this game has no continues.
Oh, Moonberry, on to the swimming. I love the swimming without moving your arms. It's so good. Oh, Moonberry sort of seeing that you can move your arms. Oh. Andy is through getting a life bonus, and what is next here? Uh-oh. Ah, yes, the typical 80s and 90s racism. Thank you. The Calippo
I
Eater's
did not
Cabin.
expect players to get this far.
Uh-oh. What is this?
I gave the players a solution to this in
Oh, it's
the
just gonna
chat.
be Calippo. Yeah. Sorry, wrong. Uh-oh. Andy, you gotta learn how to spell the brand. It's Calippo. Wow. Come on, this is an advertisement game. You gotta learn the brand. Well done! You have 2 free wishes! Wishing for Calippo, of course. Unadvice, I like that. You gain an extra life! And don't forget, the hat is the power! Wow. I like that and advice. It's a good one.
I think you could get soft lock it by choosing the wrong things here. Because I've seen screenshots of a cabin level.
Uh-oh. Okay, are you leading an army now?
Yeah, this is an escort quest.
I actually really like the 3 people following you. They're adorable. Oh. Andy, don't touch the water.
This is the usual pixel perfect C64 up to jump goodness that you expect.
Wait, why up to jump? You have a button.
Because Commodore 64.
But you have a button.
You have one button. Yeah, I guess you could use that button here.
Well, what's the button used for here?
Beats me.
Game over. Ah, yeah.
Andy tried to type I am mad, but instead typed I am ad, which is fitting for this ad game.
I love it. I love there's also a discussion going on about the swimming stage in the game. Specifically, Andy was saying that he's confused, and then it got unconfused, and Polterghost is like, what's confusing? You touch a jet ski, you suffocate. And he's like, it was the act of swimming I was confused about, for the record. Polterghost now asking what a Calippo is anyways. You know, who cares? You don't need to know what the product is in order to buy it.
There's a lot of lives going into the swimming stage for Polterghost.
Oh yeah, Polterghost 8 lives. You get extra lives based off of your score?
I think it's 1 life per level beaten.
Oh, that's not bad. I can dig that life system, you know. It lets you make some mistakes, but as long as you start doing better, you actually can make a lot more progress. Yeah, I dig it. Wow, apparently people are impressed by this advert game. I would say for an advert game for the Commodore 64, this absolutely exceeds any of my expectations. But with that said, that's about all I can say about it. It does not look like a fun game to play, or at least a game that you would play for more than 5 minutes.
And there are so many stages in this that it has just such a wide variety of bad mechanics. And Polter goes on to 2-2.
Yeah, 2-2, always good. I love that Poltergeist was like, oh, which game could have 3 swimming levels, not this one, huh? Yeah, I think that the only reason I would play this for any extended period of time would be for the music. Because this is offensively good.
Yeah, at least when I give this mediocre game out, it's pleasant to listen to for the viewers.
Yeah.
Moonberry still having
Please start. Please start. Oh, we might be back, everybody. I think we're back. Well, I'm going to refresh every stream now.
Poltergeist discovered the escort part. If you stop and the natives catch up to you, then the natives somehow die.
Wait, if they get up to you, they die?
Yes.
It's probably the smallpox. Seriously, this is what happens when you go travel places you have no business going. Yeah, everybody, Comcast happened here, but luckily it seems like it lasts for a couple minutes and then the stream is able to come back, so...
Meta Knight also onto beating the water levels. I honestly didn't think players would beat the water levels because of the controls.
These are really good players, though. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, it turns out that like a lot of the players playing for Kuso6rande end up doing better than I ever would have expected. Poltergeist did go back to the beginning of the game, but not a big deal. It doesn't take too long to make progress here. Yeah, everybody, just so you know, we'll keep the stream going. I'll take a look at the internet. It'll be a bit choppy in the VOD, but whatever. Can't do anything about comm crap. But that said, I think that Andy is still a little bit in the lead, but Poltergeist and Meta Knight have made very good pushes. Meta Knight might actually be able to take the lead here.
Yeah. This
oh
match
no,
will
everybody fell into the water! Ah! I love it.
Yeah, this match would probably have to go to replays.
At this point, but I think players might be able to make more progress here. Uh-oh. Yeah, jump that dragonfly. They're sort of like Shadow Mario. That's my assessment here.
I do think Meta Knight is in the lead now.
A tiny bit due to making the jump after the fire and not dying there. I would say Meta Knight is currently in the lead, yes. Andy, though, is getting back to this. Let's see if Andy can spell this time. Yeah!
And by the way, these jumps are, of course, nigh pixel perfect.
Yeah. They definitely look a little frustrating to try to make. Polterghost getting through some of the flying and Meta Knight dying before the level is over. This opens up the chance for Andy to pass Meta Knight again and move from second to first. Now, it's not a huge deal whoever takes first, second, third, fourth here, except for fourth place, because they may be in danger of not making it into the bracket. The other three pretty much are guaranteed.
Andy on to the escort quest with a lot of lives.
Yeah, 8 lives? It's ridiculous. Oh no, the bird pecked Andy's foot. Hate when that happens. Stupid bird. All the other players are just enjoying the nice, light... I swear that I've had Kool-Aid that looked just like this color palette. Like maybe it was a watermelon flavored Kool-Aid. Not the best flavor. But it looks very familiar to me. By the way, we have a question in chat. Who is in the lead? And that answer would be Meta Knight. Although Andy might be able to pass Meta Knight here, considering that Andy has 4 extra lives.
I thought we didn't allow position checks anymore.
Well, this is in Twitch. You know, this isn't in Discord. We're not going to tell the players their positions, but we can certainly tell people watching the stream the positions.
Okay, I will need to check, because Andy is definitely catching up to Meta Knight.
Yeah, I think Meta Knight made a little bit more progress than this, but Andy just beat the level.
Yeah.
So I think that is a pretty solid lead at this point. Good job, Andy. On to Walking Stage Part 2. Do you know how long this game is?
I don't...
Yeah, same.
I think there's at least one world, but there is a special section at the end of the walking bit.
So the person who did the music, by the way, as far as I can see, is Niels Ruzicka, which, if this is the same person I'm looking at, actually started a label over in Germany, or started producing records.
That might be the Amiga version of this, because the Commodore 64 version has music credited to Thomas Detert.
Oh. I don't know. You might be right. It's a little bit hard to find exactly, like, all of the credit information. Thomas, how do you...
D-E-T-E-R-T.
Okay. Do. Yeah, it appears that there is actually a good amount of music from Thomas Detert. Let me see what else we have music for, because yeah, this is not an unknown person. We've got music for Another World that he made. Gordian Tomb, I don't know what that is. Eskimo Games, I'm not sure either. Sword of Honor, Hyper Aggressive, Magnetic, Stone Age, Blue Angel 69. A decent number of games here. There has to be something a little bit more recent as well. He does have a Spotify channel as well. It looks like There are quite a few videos on YouTube with his music. Klystron is up there. And luckily, he also shows up on the Video Game Music Preservation Foundation, or whatever the crap it is, listed with many of his games, including Cyrus, the Lost Ninja, not the Last Ninja, I guess. Okay. Plexinoid, Hyper-Aggressive, Kick and Kill. A lot of games that I don't recognize on the list here. Parsec for Commodore 64, Tales of Boone, The Dark Sword, Zillion, Demo's Quest, Bronx Metal, Hydrogenes, Bamboo. Kapow, you're asking if he did Doofus. He did do Doofus, yes. That is on the list of games that he worked on, from what I can see. He's also over on Twitter, doesn't have a whole lot of followers, and hasn't really done anything since 2019, but he does talk a little bit about some of the things that he worked on back in the 80s over there. So, yeah, pretty cool. To have a bop this good from somebody who, you know, isn't really well known outside of a very specific community, it's impressive. But then again, who would go and... This was an advertisement game, you know? People weren't seeking this out actively unless they really, really liked popsicles.
Further goes on to the platforming, I should call it.
Yeah,
but with not many lives.
Technically what it is, yeah. The hat has the power. What the crap does it mean? I want the hat. I want the power. Can I have the hat? What kind of hat is it anyway? Is it just like baseball cap? Everybody, if you can just give me all of the hats you have, I'll take them. So, Mooware in chat is asking how the game was distributed, and I believe you said that people had to call in, right? Had to call in and ask for the game.
Yes.
It adds a little bit of a barrier, but did it ship out for free?
I don't know if you actually had to pay postage.
Okay. Well, yeah, considering that there was effort that had to be put into getting this game, you know, it's impressive that so many copies shipped out, like you said.
Well, there is an advertisement that said 25,000 games free. I don't know how many actually shipped. Okay, the advertisement said that they had 25,000 available. I don't imagine too many people would call in. It's especially since there are so many like bait and switch chances for any advertisement. You know, you call in and suddenly you accidentally signed up for like a monthly shipment of popsicles and you're part of an MLM now. And guess what? You don't sell enough popsicles. They're gonna buy you. They own your children now. Yeah, they own your children, and they have to work in the popsicle factories for life. The bridge fell out from under Poltergeist's feet. I don't imagine Poltergeist will be happy about that.
Yeah, that does. Yeah, Poltergeist, by the way, is saying that they are taking a small break because it is not being particularly healthy on the hands.
Yeah, this game has mashing.
Well, yeah,
so
Poltergeist has arthritis.
I probably should have checked if people were fine with the mashy games.
Considering that the entire game is mashing, I'd say, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, in general, I do not want people to have health issues due to the games that they play here, and I'm letting Polterghost know that, hey, if you can't keep playing like this, you can turn on turbo, or if that is absolutely unreasonable, you can go ahead and take a mulligan. Like, I do not want people to get hurt here.
Yeah, for this special occasion I would allow auto fire, except that doesn't help with the swimming.
Yeah, that's rotating, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is what I'm going to allow here if it is just not reasonable for players. I don't know, like gaming standards in the 80s and 90s were definitely not the same that we have these days. But with that said, you know, there's some the stupid is turbo okay or not discussion that's been around for years now. I'm a strong believer that because games back in the day did not really take into account people's health when they were playing them, that it is something that should generally be allowed when there is heavy mashing, and it should be something that everybody can use, not just people who are actively having hand pain. Everybody should be allowed to from the old games. There are those who like to not play with turbo, and that is completely fine if you are one of those people. But honestly, you know, fewer barriers to entry when playing video games, I think is good.
For what it's worth, the mashing is far worse in the Amiga version.
Wait, you gave the nice one?
Yes. Also, there is no translation for the Amiga version.
Well, I mean, okay. Mashing tends to perform better than a turbo anyway, says Zalaxon. And in cases that might be true, but oh geez, I remember the days of speedrunning Fester's Quest, and like there was some joy in being able to pull off a lot of that, but it was extremely mash heavy, and you know, unfortunately, you know, I would have times that my hands hurt considerably after that. I've had points where I just have to like not play games for a little while. I need to take a bit of a break. Okay, so Polterghost taking a little bit of a breather and trying to figure out what to do.
I think we should allow Polterghost to play a different map.
A different match.
Play in a different. To give Polterghost a mulligan, because this game is physically difficult in ways many other games aren't.
Yeah, I'm giving that as an absolute option. I never want physical issues and the possibility of having hand problems be an issue due to the tournament. You know, the people's health comes first.
Definitely.
Yeah. And it looks like Polterghost is going to be taking that option.
We could have. Yeah, that is an interesting point by chat. That since Polterghost is third.
Yeah. Well, Moonberry could possibly pass that. I do think this would be something that would go to our ref. It is completely fine. I'm going to go ahead and take Poltergeist stream down for now. Yeah, you know, sometimes these things happen with games that we give out, and you never really know for sure if a game is going to be a problem for specific people or not. I do know that there are some people who are able to get through quite a bit of mashing, and I've done a lot myself, but at the same time, you know, it can be a wall that just does not work for some people. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and let Poltergeist come and watch the rest of the match to see how it goes. So yeah, so Cadus, that is something that if you want to discuss exactly what will happen with Poltergeist, whether or not we would count a third place if they end up getting third place would be enough to solidify the bracket. Otherwise, Moonberry might be able to pass Poltergeist in the next little while anyway. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I think my vote is to, since he accepted a mulligan, he has to play another game.
Oh, you're brutal, Donkey Clonk. I love it. I love the brutality here. Okay, Kate is definitely... He's got things in mind, so we'll go ahead and see what happens there in the future. But that's okay. We've got the rest of the three players struggling and trying to stay in the tournament. Andy, though, is in the lead, and now I'm getting more buffering. Don't you dare, Comcast. I will come down to your house and I will kick your butt, Comcast, okay? Yeah, that's right, in front of Comcast's wife and kids. Yeah, your wife being like NBC or something like that, and your kids being like, I don't know, what kids does Comcast have? Xfinity? Yeah. That's right, Xfinity's gonna see me kick your butt, Comcast. Probably gonna get sued, though, if that happens. You know what? Never mind, Comcast. You get away with it this time.
Close escape from Comcast.
I think the kids would actually be pretty happy to see me kick your butt, though.
The worst internet service provider in this country has the name Com in its name as well. It's Comhem.
Comhem?
Yeah.
What does hem mean? Anything specifically?
Home.
Com home? Hey, I'm the communications home. Moonberry is on to the next area here. Okay. So here we go. Let's see. Moonberry should be able to get this entered in relatively quickly. Yeah, I hope everybody is doing well, by the way. Kuso6rande is the Bad Video Game Tournament. We have one match after this one, and then tomorrow is a full slate of four matches as well. Yeah, we're on to the round 4 of the stage of the groups. Just having a blast there. After round 4, we will have tiebreakers depending on how things look for the group. If the bracket is already full, then tiebreakers may not happen, but if it's not full, then we will have people battle to try to get the final slots in the bracket. Now let's see.
Meta Knight also on to 3-2.
Very nice for Meta Knight. Moonberry getting his first look at the island. I believe Poltergust made a little bit more progress through this place than Moonberry has at this point, but you know, you never really know what's going to happen. This place has a lot of brutal issues, especially with the birds while you're platforming. Here comes Moonberry going to the right, and a bird would be enough to kill, but luckily he managed to dodge that first bird pretty well. Do 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 do. Moonberry, 1 life left. Wait, Meta Knight, what are you doing? Oh, you're going to this nerd. Okay. You're the chosen one, blah, 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 blah. And that is a game over for Moonberry. I don't believe that was enough to pass Poltergust, but I may be mistaken. So, for those who don't know what this game is, it's Stoppt and Calippo fresser, which means stop the Calippo presses. I actually don't know if that's what it means, but I feel like it might be. It is an advertisement game for a popsicle, and simply put, I think this would make me more likely to try a popsicle. But what might help more is knowing what's in the popsicle. Turns out they're 30% juice, and they're fat-free because guess what? You squeeze an apple, you're not getting fat out of that, you just get juice. Popsicle better be fat-free. If I'm eating a fruit popsicle and it turns out to have like 10 grams of saturated fat, I'm going to call somebody.
Didn't you just say there were creamy popsicles?
Well, okay, creamy popsicles would. Justin is asking if it was a fat apple. No, you can't call it that. I'm not saying that on air, Justin. Okay. Anyways, I am not going to eat the apple if it's got saturated fat. I mean, I guess coconuts technically have saturated fat because they literally do. So, like, if I had a coconut popsicle and it had a little saturated fat, sure, whatever. Push-ups had fat? You mean the push pops? Push-ups, yeah, you do push-ups if you have fat. That's one thing. Avocado popsicle. Avocados also have saturated fat, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm trying to remember if I've had an avocado popsicle. I've had corn. I've had corn popsicles. Donkey Klonk. They're vile.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a good idea to me.
No, they're gross.
Sounds like the bane of teeth.
Well, I mean, it doesn't have, like, corn kernels. It's just corn popsicle. Why the crap would you make popsicles with corn? I guess over here, you know, for us, corn is more of a savory thing. Even sweet corn is considered savory here. Avocado is also a savory thing. When I lived in Brazil, though, yeah, they had corn popsicles, and also avocado was generally more of a sweet thing. There were avocado milkshakes, for example. And if you've never had an avocado milkshake, what you should do is have one but not know it has avocado in it. And then you'll be like, this is pretty good. What is it? And they'll tell you, and then you can't take another sip because you're like, I'm drinking an avocado milkshake and I liked it. Seriously, it's strangely good. It's strangely good. Anyways, that's my recommendation for how you can ruin milkshakes for life. So much judgment on the avocado. Avocado is just like slimy fat. So of course it's going to taste good however you eat it.
This is 3-2 for Andy.
3-2, very nice. Yeah, Andy is better at this game than I am. But I haven't played this game. I mean, it shouldn't come as a surprise that he's better than I am. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and keep doing a little prep on my side just to make sure we are ready for the final game of the day. I'm not telling you what it is, nerds. But yeah, we have a lot of good pushes by the various players. Meta Knight onto the swimming section. Moonberry is getting there as well. I think there's enough time to try the platforming section once more for both Moonberry and Meta Knight. Maybe even Andy. It doesn't take too long to get through the early areas.
No, I don't think Andy is going to get back to the platforming.
Oh my gosh. Probably not, but I don't know. I don't know. No judgment here. If Andy does, then Andy does. And if he doesn't, then it's to be expected.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to invite both Meta Knight and Andy, because we don't know who is in first.
Really? Well, we also do have a wonderful ref who helps out with a lot of these matches, Cadus. Cadus has generally been here for a lot of the tiebreakers, though with this game, so much of the levels looks the same. You know, it's very understandable if there needs to be a little bit of a review looking at VODs and such. I would be happy to talk to both of them, though, to see what they think. At this point, though, I believe that even with Meta Knight and Andy being somewhere in first and second, Polterghost is still technically in third. Polterghost needed to stop playing due to hand issues, and that is completely fine. Moonberry may be able to pass where Polterghost got to, but it would have to be a strong push right now. Definitely, I think it's possible. I think a lot of things.
Okay, because I'm not sure if Moonberry got past Polterghost. Besides, you already know what I think about Polterghost.
Yep. Yeah, we'll leave the decision up to the ref about exactly what should happen here. I know your opinion, Donkey Clonk. We can be good cop, bad cop. I'll be the good one, you can be the bad one. Does that sound good? Or does that sound bad?
You know I'm bad.
Oh, you're so bad. Oh. I mean, you did do the evil laugh earlier, so yeah, that's understandable.
Well, the swimming controls deserved it.
Yeah, like it's like Mario Party, except the stick for the Atari was even stiffer. I could imagine getting blisters from this game, okay? Blisters, generally not a thing people have to worry about these days playing video games, but it was a concern back in the 80s and 90s.
Meta Knight onto the platforming again, but I think Tim is going to prove too much of the an opponent.
Tim? Yeah, we have just a minute and 10 seconds left. Moonberry trying to enter in the password and is taking a little time to do so. Not a huge deal, just got to get through this screen as quickly as possible because we've got 1 minute left. 2 free wishes. Rope and Calippo. What does the rope do?
It might do something on a stage we haven't seen.
Of course. I would love if you got there, and if you didn't have the rope, you just die.
Oh, by the way, after the platforming is a cliff that you have to traverse, and you traverse it by dropping Tetris pieces, except you cannot rotate the pieces. You have to build a perfect stairway from Tetris pieces without being able to rotate them.
Oh, that's okay. Just expect him to.
No, that is very much
mountain
not
climb.
okay.
Tetris is overrated. Why not just have very, very down-to-earth, simplified Tetris with no rotation? Huh? Sounds ideal. You don't even have to play the game. You just put the blocks down. Stairs. I'm gonna get in so much trouble. Everybody, that is time. We definitely have first and second somewhere between Andy and Meta Knight. Andy is definitely relieved. Moonberry and Polterghost. There's a third and a fourth there somewhere. I think we're going to have a bit of a discussion there. None of these players are completely... None is eliminated at this point, though 3 of our 4 will solidly make it into the bracket. And I'm going to invite Nighty and Andy to come chat if they would like. Come, I want to hear your opinions. As you said, Donkey Kong, they made more progress than you did while they were playing this game. They did a fantastic job here. Andy R. Death. Andy R. Hello there, Andy.
Hello. Andy R. Death. That is
Andy
correct.
R. Death. Yeah. Congrats. You definitely made it into first or second place. You're into the bracket, Andy. You're
Hooray,
safe.
I made it. I've made it better than last time.
Yeah.
Success.
Well, we'll see
I
if
still
90
have
wants
no
to join.
idea.
You have no idea about what?
World 3, man. What was going on? Was my guys dying? My small guys? Like, what was causing them to die?
It's an escort quest.
Yeah, I noticed
if the
that.
guys die, you die as well.
But like half the time they didn't die when they probably should have.
It's complicated. It's complicated. Apparently, like, if they caught up to you and touched you, they died. But I saw that happen and they didn't die sometimes. So I don't know.
I don't know either. It's very, like, that was my guess, but like, it just seemed... It didn't seem consistent. There, that's the
You don't say.
the phrase. That's the turn of phrase I would use. It was not very consistent about whether or not it wanted to kill me.
Okay. Yeah, with that said, World 3 was dumb. What about the first 2 worlds, 1 and 2, the helicopter and the swimming?
Once I learned how to actually use my arms as arms, it was great.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say great, but it was playable.
It was playable.
It was playable and okay. Not amazing. The music was alright.
Okay. Okay. Oh, I love the music. I thought the music was an absolute gem. And considering that the guy has done a lot of Commodore 64 music, not too much of a surprise. Yeah.
Considering I played another one of that dude's games earlier this tournament.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was also submitted by Donkey Kong. It was the one where you're pushing the cart thing.
You know, I've blocked that out of my memory. I don't remember
the
that.
scroller that where you're like, it looked like you're the plowing, but you had to avoid obstacles while moving. You had to avoid rocks and stuff.
One. Yeah, that one sucked.
The music was great though.
Yeah, the music
was consistent.
I
It
would
was
say-
consistent.
Yeah. Music can
Thanks.
almost make a bad game. Not necessarily good, but
Tolerable.
palatable, tolerable, goes down easier. Yeah, so what are your overall opinions about the game here? How much would you pay for it? Like, if it came out and this was like the time that people were just playing the Commodore 64 and they're like beep boop, and you know, not today. I probably wouldn't be buying this today, but comes out, you know, early 90s. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna buy it?
I'm probably not gonna buy it.
Okay.
But, you know, I mean, I'd
If it's
say
free?
like, if it's free, sure, I'll take it.
Okay. Well, I believe this game was free. And
Great.
like, you had to call in order to get them to ship it to you, but you know, it was something that you probably didn't have to pay for. You might have paid for shipping, but that's it. Honestly, I'd say for an advertisement game, this is one of the better ones out there. Which I
would
guess
agree
it's
with
not
that.
saying much.
It's definitely not saying much.
Oh, well, cool. So do you feel like this was about popsicles, right?
That was what it was about? I couldn't tell.
Oh, what's
I thought
your-
it was like wrapping, like snacks, like candy.
No, it's popsicles, Andy.
It's popsicles?
What's your favorite flavor of popsicle? I need to know.
I do like some fudgesicles.
Fudgesicles. See, but those have fat. Those have saturated fat.
And?
These ones were fruit popsicles, okay?
Oh, okay.
Fat-free, 99% fat-free, because turns out apple juice just has sugar. Yeah.
I see.
That's all the education I have for you today.
Thank you for the education.
Andy, seriously, it's great to have you back. I'm glad that you're making it into the bracket this time around.
I made
was
it.
a little bit of a fluke that you didn't last time. So
Sometimes you don't find a tube, and it's just sometimes you miss the hole.
Oh no, I remember the tube.
The tube.
Oh, I remember that tube. That was so
The
good.
tube. That was the thing that killed me.
Yeah, it did.
The tube.
Well, have you been playing any games lately that you've been loving? Anything fun that you've stumbled across?
I have been a Final Fantasy 14 raider still, but I also have been dabbling in a lot of games in my backlog just on the side.
Ooh.
Like I finally played through Return of the Obra Dinn recently,
Oh, that's so good.
and I'm in the middle of playing Psychonauts 1 finally, so I can play 2 because I hear 2 is very, very good.
I need to do that too.
I've been playing a lot of the Earthbound PK Scramble randomizer. It's very entertaining to me.
What? There's a random. Well, of course there's
Well,
a
there's
random.
multiple
now.
randomizers. There's multiple randomizers for Earthbound now. One it's like Ancient Cave where each door is randomized or whatever. But this one, the one I play is more just like a key item shuffler. You just start with teleport, and teleport locations as well as key items are shuffled pretty much.
Okay, so it's like free enterprise.
It is like free enterprise in a way, except for you can't access everything.
Okay,
In a way, yeah.
that's really cool.
It's a very fun randomizer. I enjoy it a lot.
Sorry, I'm choking on water now. Oh, human bodies, let me tell you. Well, thank you so much, Andy. Anything you need to plug before we let you go?
I don't know. See you in brackets, I guess.
Yeah, till the brackets. Have a bit of a relax. My English is done for the day, Andy. It's just not working anymore.
That's fine. I don't blame you.
Have a great rest of your day, Andy, and thank you so
Oh, you
much,
too.
Donkey Clonk.
Fare thee well.
Bye! Bye, Donkey Clonk!